I skipped one of the topics.
Which one?
The black perception conspiracy theory.
Go back.
Let's close it out, right?
Yeah.
Let me talk about the black perception conspiracy theory I have. Black people don't control how we are viewed by the world. I mean, we're in control of our actions, but we're not in control of the actions that are displayed to other people. And I think it's on purpose. Think about it. The news. Who owns the mainstream news networks? Who owns social media? Who owns the large social media accounts with the major influence? I already told y'all I think the black blogs are paid for by anti-black people because they do very little to elevate our culture. Beyonce's dropping in tonight, 12 o'clock. We'll be listening in the morning on the way to work. Beehive. Uh, think about our music labels. You might find a black owner of of a subsidiary company, but they don't really own the main labels. The execs bounce around from label to label,
Yeah.
but the owners don't. You even think about sports. We don't really own the teams. We don't get to pick the coaches. We don't get to pick the executives.
Mhm.
The media's in the back pocket of the owners and the executives. And the second you step out of line, you're getting called a bad teammate, a bad this, a bad that. You don't care about the team when, like, hey, bro, this is a game. This is my job. This does not reflect who I am as a person. And if I'm going to make a decision that's best for me and my family, who gives a damn about my teammates? I don't owe them anything. It's nice to see people who care about the team, but if we're talking about a basketball game, a football game, that really means nothing. It's fake. It's just a competition, a highly compensated competition, but who really cares? Like it it doesn't matter. Like, what would you rather do? Be highly compensated and never win a championship, or be a lower end player and win 3 championships? Give me the money.
Mhm.
Championship rings don't put my kids through college. Championship rings don't pay my bills. It may help, but the money, I know what that do. So I just think like there's this the powers that be control how we're viewed because of what they filter through. For every Barack Obama, there's 17 Meek Mills.
Mhm.
Like, think about this. I saw a tweet today where John Morant, who's a millionaire, a basketball player, upcoming face of the NBA, and somebody asked him why he thugging on Instagram. He was like, I ain't gonna let the money change me. It should. Let me tell you what. I make more money now than I made 10 years ago, and it's changed me. I like nicer food. I like nicer alcohol. Hell, I like nicer water. Like nicer women. Nicest woman. You know what I mean? Like, I see what I used to look. Well, look at now. See what the money was. You know, going from Cartersville to Morehouse to DC area to California to overseas, like it changes you. My palate's expanded. But when you hear people talk about, oh no, he's a real one, he held it down, or you hear people talk about they're attacking black art, protect black art, they're attacking rappers. This is an attack on hip hop. No, it's not. This should be an attack on criminals. Like, y'all got to stop making criminal behavior synonymous with black culture. It's part of black culture. It's part of every culture. But that's not what we are. Like, oh yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? He left the hood, but he never forgot where he came from. Okay, cool. You don't forget where you came from, but that don't mean you go back. You give back. That don't mean you got to go back. Now he stood on his, bro. He took 10 years for his partner. That's stupid. That ain't his partner. If your man's gonna let you go down the road for some stuff he did, y'all ain't friends. Y'all enemies. He ruined your life. Nah, he stood 10 toes. No, bro, that's stupid. Where's the accountability? Don't tell me that using Young Thug's lyrics against him, using Gunna's lyrics against him, when there's crimes that line up with him, is an attack on rap music, is an attack on black culture, it's an attack on black art, because it's not. It's an attack on criminals confessing on tracks. If I'm the DA, I would use it too. Personally, I'm against it. I think it should be freedom of speech. I think it should be entertainment because it's entertainment. But guess what? People don't understand how freedom of speech truly works, right? Because there's like true definitions, right? There's legal definitions. You can say whatever you want, whenever you want, until you put actions to that, right? Until you make a threat, until you use fighting words. When you start using fighting words, you start using certain language, your freedom, your speech is now restricted. You can talk about, hey, I want to rob somebody. I want to go rob some people. Yeah, rob them. But when you go buy a ski mask, now it's conspiracy. You've forfeited your right to free speech because you took action towards what you said. So yes, people say, well, in a movie, they don't get held accountable or looked at for the things they do in a movie because they're acting. Well, song making is a bit more biographical because the person who usually performs the song is the person who wrote the song. So it's about their life or their experiences. And if you say you did this, and then this, and this happened, where you be?
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
You can't be mad when the cop says you will respect my authority and they take your ass to jail. But I think that this black perception conspiracy theory exists because the powers that be want black people to look like criminals. They want us to be involved in this lifestyle. They want us to embrace this lifestyle because we think that's what we are. When I hear about, some Russian dude who's in the pockets of Trump and Putin being over the same record label that Young Thug is on, do I think he has our best interest at heart? No. Do I think he does well to fund bad behavior by black people? Yes. Russia's one of the whitest countries in the world. Preserve whiteness, I mean, what did the shooter in Buffalo do? He was trying to preserve whiteness, defend whiteness. There were armed protesters at a Juneteenth celebration I saw over the weekend talking about preserving whiteness. Those people exist. And you'd be shocked at the means that those people would go to ensure that their place in the pecking order is preserved. So when you think about this, you think about, just think about the prominent black voices now in media and hip hop. Most of them aren't positive. Most of them aren't reflective of middle-class black America. They are people who either came from the struggle in the slums or identify with that, and they think that's all we are, and that's what they project. Like, hey, bro, I ain't grew up in no hood. It's gonna sound crazy. My parents never paid rent in my life. They paid mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Like, we own where we lived. I don't identify with Project Baby. I don't. I know people who live in the projects. I've been inside projects before. I ain't grow up like that. I don't identify with that. I don't identify with street code. That's not me. And most of the people I grew up with didn't either. Most of my friends didn't grow up like that either. How come we can't be the face of hip hop? Oh, boy, you wasn't outside. You wasn't doing it. Yeah, no, sorry. Sorry, my parents did better than your parents. Sorry I got set up for success. Or sorry I came from that, I left it and I saw the flaw in it. Like it's like the rat wheel, right? Y'all see this behavior is problematic, it's toxic, it don't work, and we say, hey, let's do more of it.
Breaking traditional curses. I mean, generational.
Break the generational curse. But I think that in order to be a loud black voice, you got to do it. You don't get to, we don't worship Kendrick like we worship a little baby, a Gucci Man, like the street rappers, old Jay-Z. Don't nobody want to hear that woke shit. But that's why, because we don't control our message. And until we control our message, and that's all black people, we will never, ever, ever be able to control our race. We have to control our message and change the perception of black people. And that's the black perception conspiracy theory.